This little girl, her name is Maxie. Her beat is like a bunch of rose. If I ever tell you about Maxie, you gotta say I don't know what I know, but murder she wrote.
Welcome, I'm Mike.
And I'm Rike.
And this is the Mike and Rike Show. Lately there's been a lot of talk about the Patriots football scandal and the underinflated footballs. How do you feel about this, Rike? Do you think it affected their victory in any way?
Well, the NFL commissioner didn't think so. So, no, it didn't. The NFL commissioner found out at halftime of the game that 11 of the 12 footballs were deflated by 2 pounds, and he didn't say anything. So, the Colts fans need to get over what they're whining about and just deal with the fact that the Patriots are going to the Super Bowl and they aren't.
I think the only thing it really affects is the way people look at the Patriots and the respect that people have for the Patriots. A lot of people had respect for people like Tom Brady and Coach Belichick, but now after that, I don't know. It's going to be a lot harder to have respect for them. Welcome back to the Mike and Rike Show. Last week, Kobe Bryant went down with a torn rotator cuff and is most likely out for the season. So, Rike, do you think that the Lakers season is over?
Oh, it's definitely over. Nick Young being a leader on that team, it's not going to happen. Nick Young's not a good leader. He's a young guy. He's not very good either. But that's my opinion. Kobe Bryant, he's done. He's not coming back. Steve Nash, he was never there to start with. He's just not. So, the Lakers need to hope for a free agency market. Works in their favor. And they need to hope for a lottery pick in the draft.
So the real new question is, where does the rebuilding process begin? And it begins with the fact that the NBA is most likely going to raise the cap up to $67 million per team next season. And if Kobe Bryant retires, the Lakers will have $57 million to work with.
That's if Kobe Bryant retires.
Kobe Bryant needs to retire. That way the Lakers will have $57 million, and that's a lot of dough to work with. They can start by adding the addition of Greg Monroe. He's only making $5 million this year, but next year he can make anywhere between $12 and $19 million.
They could also add Rajon Rondo from the Dallas Mavericks. He's making $12.9 million this year. Next year, I project he's going to make a little bit more, but the Lakers can afford him. They can also afford Goran Dragic from the Phoenix Suns. He's making $7.5 million this year, but he's playing with 4 guards on his roster, splitting minutes with them, not getting as much play clock as he wants. So I believe he would leave and go play for the Los Angeles Lakers and be a starter for them.
Exactly. And 2 more players they can add to the front court is DeMar Carroll and Robin Lopez. The 2 of them they could both add for around $8 million, and it'll make their starting 5 Rondo, Dragic, Carroll, Greg Monroe, and then Robin Lopez. That sounds like a great starting 5, considering their bench is already going to be Nick Young, Ryan Kelly, and Julius Randle.
They can also have 2 more additions to the team in Danny Green and Jimmer Fredette. That would only cost them $5 million more than they're solid players.
That way they both have a good starting 5 and decent 5 players on the bench, and they have anywhere between $5 and $8 million to work with more. Welcome back to the Mike and Rike Show. We're here with Bria Towns, and we're going to discuss the question, who's better, Jason Kidd or Derek Fisher? What do you think about that, Bria?
Well, I personally think that Jason Kidd's better because he coaches the Milwaukee Bucks and they have a 21-21 losing winning streak. And then Derek Fisher coaches the New York Knicks, which they do have better jerseys. But they won 8 games and lost 36 games, so who would want to play for Derek Fisher? But the uniforms for Jason Kidd are green and red. It's just like Christmas, and you can't wear Christmas year-round. But Kidd is better looking too, so I think Jason Kidd's better. What do you think, Tyler?
Well, I think that Jason Kidd is better also, but I have different reasons for it. Jason Kidd's been coaching for 2 years, and he does have a better record than Derek Fisher. This is Derek Fisher's first year. He tried something this year with the triangle offense, and it just doesn't seem to be working for him. And this season's not working out for him very well, but it's a learning year for him, and Jason Kidd's just doing things a lot better this year. What do you think, Michael?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Jason Kidd, basically, he's started out with 2 young, underdeveloped teams that were both not quite up to where they should be, and then now the Brooklyn Nets are playing great this year, and then the Bucks are starting to become better and better. I don't know, though, Derek Fisher, it's his first season, and let's be honest, the Knicks roster isn't very good for him to start with. Carmelo being injured, and then they just traded away J.R. Smith, so it's hard to tell, but right now I gotta give it to...
Speaking of J.R. Smith, isn't he the one that's like real crazy with all those tattoos and stuff? Crazy! Sorry.
Well, I gotta give it to Jason Kidd right now, but we'll see in the future. Now, the second question we have for Bria is, how do you feel about Chris McClure? Do you think that he could lead the Stivers basketball team to a state championship?
Well, personally, I don't think there's going to be a state championship for Stivers.
Well, how do you feel about Chris smoking so much?
We're talking layups here, not any kind of...
Well, I personally have not seen Chris McClure play. He's probably a really good basketball player, but I haven't necessarily seen him play, so I can't really comment.
Basketball wife. How have you
I'm
seen him
really
play before?
not. I'm Derrick Rose's basketball wife, which no one really knows, and Derrick Rose doesn't know it yet either, but he will.
Okay, well, thank you, Bria, for being on the show.
No problem, guys. Thanks for having me. Thanks.